Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to this session. Today, I want to talk about what we do at Prowler and how we have built a CSPM open source. It's a little bit beyond a CSPM, and also we have added a pitch of AI. I'm Toni de la Fuente, the founder and CEO of Prowler. Prowler is an open source platform that also brings you the opportunity to use it in a SaaS. So we have a Prowler Cloud and we have a Prowler, the open source platform. I've been working in cybersecurity 25 years, including AWS. Before AWS, I started my own company, Prowler. But Prowler is an open source project that is 9 years old. So we have more than 11,000 stars on GitHub, more than almost 300 contributors. It's an open source project and a vibrant community. So let me tell you a little bit about Prowler and why it's important what you guys are going to learn today. So Prowler is a tool that started and that I built for practitioners because I'm a practitioner and I needed a tool, an easy tool to run to create security assessments. Basically, when you go to their cloud, when you start working on AWS, you need to know what do you have, where it is, and how it is configured, right? In a very easy way. So that is why I started Prowler, and I started it as an open source. So what are our most important use cases? For security operations, of course, for security cloud monitoring, continuous cloud monitoring, but also for threat detection. We have a bunch of controls, we call them checks, that they look for different misconfigurations that are related to security issues or that may lead into security incidents. But we also look for threats into CloudTrail, for example. We have some specific checks that they look for some suspicious activities in CloudTrail, and we detect that. Also, Prowler gives you the severity of the findings, but the remediation and the options to prevent that to happen. And we will see also with AI is even easier because you can get even templates and everything. Prowler is also largely used by incident responders around the world, including AWS incident response team, to recommend running Prowler when you have an incident, because that is going to be like a photo of your security posture. You can sort everything by severity and see actually what has happened into your account. Let's say that you have an RDS instance exposed to the internet, so you are going to get that very easily with Prowler. At the same time, we do support compliance. We have more than 50 compliance frameworks, so you can do security assessments and auditories. And also, you can use some Prowler controls to do pen testing, because we look for secrets, we look for options to do privilege escalation in different services. Of course, we do a very large assessment into anything related to IAM. And we support many different compliance frameworks like CIS, SOC 2 Type 2, HIPAA, CISA, NIST, and many others you will see now. And of course, Prowler is one of the most used, widely used tools for the well-architected framework. If you are a partner or AWS partner, or you use anything related to the well-architected framework, a security pillar mostly, Prowler can help you on that as well. And of course, now since Prowler 5, that is the version that we are going to see here, we also provide a database, so you can also query your assessments in the past and see the evolution of your security posture. So in cloud security, of course, we do have to do reactive scanning, right? But also trying to adapt your tools, your cloud security tools, into your workflows and to see the differences. With Prowler, since we have a CLI and also the platform, you can very easily integrate that into your CI/CD pipeline and get the results and then do actionable activities on top of those results. So why this is important as an open source? We have seen a lot of different platforms here, right? All those platforms are basically a SaaS platform, which is great, but we wanted to go way farther than just providing a SaaS platform. We want to provide the most important open source platform for cloud security, and that is why we started Prowler. So not only because it's a security tool and has to be transparent, because you need to trust whatever you do, not only to upload or allow a SaaS platform what to do, but to see exactly 100% what that platform is doing. And you can do that with Prowler, as we are Apache licensed. Also, everything that we do with AI, you can see it as well. And even you can improve the prompts, you can give context when it comes to configuring the AI capability of Prowler. It's not just to do a checkbox nowadays with technology. It's just to help you detecting and getting actionable findings, right? Of course, all this stuff is what we do with the community, with the open source community, right? With people, practitioners, that they are building their security posture and helping others to build their security posture every day. So today we are going to show two main initiatives that we are doing with AI at Prowler to improve your security posture. One is Prowler Lighthouse. As you know, everybody is talking about autonomous cloud security analysts. I mean, buzzwords, of course, that everybody is talking about. What we wanted to do is a different approach. It's like, okay, it's a chatbot, but it's going to give you insights and give you also many different steps in order to fix what we detect. Prowler detect many different things in your cloud, and with Prowler Lighthouse, you can deal with those detections. So with it, we have automated monitoring to detect all those vulnerabilities. We tell you, hey, this is what you have to do, and do it now, right? And of course, with natural language, we will see some examples now. And it's very easy to get the data that you need in order to do that. So let me go through the demos directly, because I think this is the cool thing that we can see. Okay, let me see if I do this. There we go. Is it okay? Okay. This is Prowler Cloud or Prowler Open Source. You can download it and you can use it in the cloud service that we have, okay? It's very easy. You go to Prowler Cloud and get this. The first thing that you see here is an overview of all your providers that you have. As you see, we support AWS, of course, Azure, Microsoft 365, Google Cloud, and Kubernetes. Any flavor of Kubernetes that you have, either if it's in the cloud or on-prem, is also monitored by Prowler. So if you create an account, the first thing that you do is to add any accounts. You can add as many accounts as you want. You can create them based on groups, of course, and allow access to every account groups to different ones. See, you can add in many different ways your providers. And all this information that you see here is also very easy to access using our public API as well, as you can see here. You can do everything through an API. So that makes the life of the developers and the practitioners easier, because you do more automation, right? So once you add that, you get your results, and you can drill down into the results. For example, let me show you top file findings here for misconfigurations. And I can filter by, okay, only AWS, see? And Prowler gives you all the details about the finding, the check, the risk, remediation details, processes. Even if there is a CLI command to fix it, we give that to you. All this information that you can see here is actually is a public knowledge base. That public knowledge base is what we call Prowler Hub. hub.prowler.com. You can go there and access all the checks that we do, all the compliance frameworks that we do. As you can see here, let me put it bigger. So you can go through all the checks, see, per provider. Even as you can see now we have GitHub as well. You can monitor and check the security of your GitHub repos with Prowler as well. So let me show you, for example, AWS. You can filter by services. For example, let me show you EC2. And you see all the checks that we support for EC2. And even in some cases, as you can see here, we do have fixers. It's what we call remediations. In Prowler are fixers. And you can see everything that you can do with Prowler, even from the CLI, because remember, Prowler has from a CLI to a web UI through an API as well. And even if you are a Prowler customer, you can run it using this easy button, see? And if you have an issue, you are going to see the issue right there, okay? So, but also with Prowler Hub, our idea of Prowler Hub is basically what Docker Hub is for Docker images, Prowler Hub is for Prowler artifacts, detections, remediations, and compliance frameworks. So for example, if you are interested on CIS, you have CIS 5 here, for example, for AWS. See, all the mappings between the CIS requirements and Prowler, the Prowler control, the Prowler check. Let me go back here to the UI. So Prowler takes an average of 5 minutes to assess your AWS account, whatever number of resources you have, okay? So in a matter of 5 minutes, you have all the reports, and including all the compliance reports, as you can see here. This is for Google Cloud. You can select the AWS, for example, and we can see here from the basic ones like well-architected framework, or even the CIS, or ENS, CISA, etc. So let me show you the CIS. And we see an easy view, of course, of what is your security posture based on CIS. In this case, CIS level 2. If you're familiar with CIS, you know there are level 1 and level 2, depending on what you want to do. And then here you can go drill down through all the findings and, of course, start working on the remediations. See? This is what CIS tells you to do in the case that MFA is not enabled, for example, right? And you can go step by step fixing all the stuff. So as you can see here, we support many different security frameworks. You can go through, of course, high-risk findings for all the cloud providers. You can browse through all the findings and, of course, drill down into the different regions, see, severity, resource types, etc. See? Another very good way to know about your security posture is knowing your inventory of resources in one cloud or any other cloud, right? So we have that resource view where you can go through, see, all the resources that you have and the issues that we have found for them. For example, this RDS event subscription, see, we have 3 incidents for this resource. It's an RDS resource. And if we go beyond this, let me go through Lighthouse. Lighthouse is our S3, our AI chatbot, and it's very straightforward. What we have done, let me click here to ask for an S3 bucket exposed. What we have done here is, so you have heard a lot about MCPs and the lack of MCP security, right? So we have created our chatbot on top of our APIs. So in that case, our APIs are rollback access control. So any question, any query, any interactions that you do with our AI is going to be the same security of your user privilege in Prowler, in the Prowler platform. So we think that is the best practice when it comes to MCPs or when it comes to leveraging AI, right? So for example, I have asked Prowler, hey, tell me anything about buckets open to the internet, and we have a bucket that actually has 2 issues. That is public access, and also I don't have the block public access configured. Prowler Lighthouse is giving me the commands to fix it straight away, but look, I can do something else. I can say, hey, give me the SCP to prevent this to happen. So, of course, what I want here is not only to know what is going on, but also to prevent this to happen in any other account. The service control policy is what I'm going to install in AWS organizations to prevent this to happen again. And everything is explained here, as you can see, right? And if we want to go even further, we'll say, okay, give me the cloud formation code for this. And we can deploy it. Okay, so it's going to create the CloudFormation code and everything. So as I said, you can create as many users as you want. You can create also all your cloud accounts. Let me show you here. Cloud providers. See, all your cloud accounts in different groups and allow those users access to different cloud accounts. Let's say that you have your operations team, your different teams, and you can give them access not only to create accounts or create more assessments, but also to create to access only to the reports. For example, if you see here scan jobs, see every assessment you can download the report, and the report is a JSON, it's a CSV, it's an HTML. If you are familiar with Prowler, you get the same outputs, of course, because we are the same Prowler. The same way you can do this in the compliance. You can download also everything related to the compliance frameworks here. See, the CSV report of your compliance for any cloud that you are assessing. And something else that we have done at Prowler is, so as you see, the cloud is growing all the time. It's growing with let me recharge this, with new services, in the services, new capabilities. So we have created something called Prowler Studio that is an open source project that allows you to create checks, detections, and remediations for Prowler. So you can do that using a CLI, but also you can use a chatbot. For example, let's say that there is a new threat in the cloud, and you can tell Prowler Studio, hey, give me all the code needed to detect this new threat in the cloud. For example, any new best practice or new threat in RDS, for example, or EC2. And Prowler is going to create not only the code, but also mapping that check into any compliance framework that may include that type of control. Okay? And we also provide an MCP server. With that MCP server, you can configure your cursor or VS Code and tell directly there, hey, create this or that check, and run it and test it straight away. Okay? Yep. So we have that embedding model, so you can play with it. And remember, everything that you have seen here is open source, is under the Apache license, is also available on GitHub or in prowler.com. And you can run it from the CLI, or you can get it from our UI. I think that's all what I have for today. Let me switch back here. So thank you, everybody. We have our booth over there, right, between Wiz and Fortinet. Why? I don't know, but we are there. So we have some cool laptop sleeves. If you come over, so we can give you some good gifts. Thank you.